The AFK farming software, I became invincible without knowing it. Chapter 171, Resurrection from the Dead. With Qiming as the center, there was no one around for more than 1,000 meters. Be it the disciples and elders of the Heaven Enlightenment sect or the disciples and elders of the Scarlet Blood Demon sect, they were all sent flying by Qiming's powerful dharmic powers. Who is it? What happened? He is. In the surroundings, everyone looked over and their gazes landed on Qiming. Shock appeared on their faces. The powerful dharmic powers just now had all sent them flying. It was difficult to resist. Uncle Master. Yuan Feng's face was pale, and blood flowed from the corner of her mouth. She had just stabilized her body and was quite miserable. She raised her head and saw Qiming, her tone surprised and delighted. Senior sister. Qiming lowered his head and looked at Lu Qingjian in his arms. Her clothes were stained with blood. Her life force had been destroyed, and her essence soul had dissipated. She died on the spot. In the end, she did not see Qiming. I'm too late. Qiming's face did not seem to have any expression, but there was deep anger and killing intent in his eyes, as if he could not hold back and surged out. Qiming. He's Qiming. It's actually him. It's Qiming. Legacy Disciple Qi. The disciples and elders of the Heaven Enlightenment sect, as well as the disciples and elders of the Scarlet Blood Demon sect, all recognized Qiming and exclaimed. Master Shi. Yuan Feng reacted. She noticed Lu Qingjian in Qiming's arms. Her expression changed drastically. She was extremely pale and did not have any color. She staggered and sat on the ground as if her entire body was powerless. Huge grief surged in her heart. How could this be? How could this be? Lu Qingjian was injured by the Soul Formation Realm Elder of the Scarlet Blood Demon sect in order to save her. As a result, she was surrounded and killed by the surrounding elders. In other words, Lu Qingjian had used her life to save Yuan Feng's life. Heavenly Constellation 36 Techniques. Qiming took a deep breath. His gaze was firm as the dharmic powers in his body circulated. His hands formed divine power seals as the power of the heaven and earth great Dao gathered. Boom! Heaven and earth shook. Resurrection from the dead. This was a mystic technique of the Heavenly Constellation 36 techniques. It was extremely profound. It was able to allow the souls of the dead to return to the corpses and undergo rebirth, utilizing the profundity of life and death. This was a supreme technique that could resurrect the dead. Lu Qingjian's life force was destroyed, her essence soul was destroyed, and her soul dissipated. Qiming had only cultivated the Heavenly Constellation 36 techniques to the limit of large success and was not at perfection. Moreover, Qiming's cultivation level was only at the early stage soul formation realm. Qiming found it very difficult to use the mystic technique, resurrection from the dead. A large amount of dharmic powers were channeled from his body and the mysteries of life and death circulated, turning into the divine power. What does he want to do? Resurrection from the dead. Could it be that he wants to revive Lu Qingjian? How is this possible? I've never heard of such a divine power spell technique that can revive the dead. This is definitely impossible. He's definitely crazy. Impossible. In the surroundings, everyone from the Scarlet Blood Demon sect and the Heaven Enlightenment sect shook their heads when they saw Qiming's actions. They felt that Qiming was daydreaming and wasting time. There was no such thing as a revival technique. This. Not far away, Yusuelin's gaze also looked over. She naturally saw Qiming's actions and also thought that he was wasting his efforts. Qiming spent most of his dharmic powers as the heaven and earth great Dao circulated. In his hands, various runes gathered, forming a profound luster. Then, his right hand landed. The power of the mystic technique, resurrection from the dead, augmented Lu Qingjian's body. An extremely dense white light started from Lu Qingjian's forehead and gradually spread to her entire body. For a moment, the white light became denser. It also contained a power to reverse life and death. The injuries on Lu Qingjian's body gradually healed. The blood that flowed out gradually returned to her body. Her injuries recovered completely in a short period of time. Her injuries have recovered. Lu Qingjian's injuries have recovered. It's only the injuries of the body that have recovered. It's not very difficult to recover from injuries to the body. Most importantly, Lu Qingjian's essence soul has already dissipated and her soul has perished. Therefore, it's impossible to resurrect the dead. It's impossible to gather the scattered essence soul and soul again. Even if he can really fuse the soul and essence soul, to put them back into the body, he has to reverse the laws of life and death. This has already touched upon the foundation of the world. Qi Ming won't succeed. Everyone around him said. Gather! Qi Ming shouted again. Above Lu Qingjian's body, wisps of dissipated soul light slowly gathered. There was also the fusion of the essence soul light. Not long after, all the dissipated soul light and essence soul light fused. They gathered into human form. It was an illusory human figure. It was Lu Qingjian's soul. What? Gasp! He really gathered Lu Qingjian's scattered soul and essence soul again. Oh God! What kind of divine power is this? What kind of divine power is this? Are we really going to witness a miracle today? Are we really going to personally witness the appearance of resurrection? Too shocking, this is too shocking. No. No. It's too early to make a decision. Qi Ming still has one last step to complete. This last step is the most difficult thing. He needs to reverse the life and death laws to fuse his soul and body. Can he really succeed? Almost everyone around could not help but look over. On the battlefield, the many elders of the Heaven Enlightenment sect and the many elders of the Scarlet Blood Demon sect noticed this. It had already become the focus of the entire battlefield. Merge. This was the last step. Qi Ming's gaze was calm. His dharmic powers had been exhausted greatly. He formed a seal with his right hand, and it was incomparably profound. Under the mystic technique, resurrection from the dead, the life and death laws had truly reversed. His right hand landed again. Lu Qingjian's gathered soul and essence soul fused, turning into an illusory soul that gradually fused with her body. Not long after, her soul and body had completely fused. An invisible fluctuation spread out and shook the surroundings. Everyone jolted and widened their eyes as they looked at the situation on Qi Ming's side. Success. This. Could it really have succeeded? Everyone swallowed their saliva. Huff. Qi Ming took a deep breath. Not long after, Qi Ming heard Lu Qingjian's heartbeat. Although her eyes were still closed, her eyes moved a few times. Her fair fingers trembled slightly. Slowly, Lu Qingjian opened her eyes. She had revived. The mystic technique, resurrection from the dead, was successfully used. This is impossible. Yu Suolan's eyes widened and she was extremely shocked. How is this possible? How could this happen? How can she really be revived? Gasp. Success. Qi Ming succeeded. He did it. He actually did such a miracle. This unbelievable thing actually really reversed the life and death laws and achieved revival. Oh God! What kind of divine power is this? Unbelievable. So unbelievable. At this moment, everyone was truly shocked. They had personally witnessed the birth of a miracle and witnessed the appearance of revival. Regarding this matter, it was simply an unprecedented magnificent feat in the mystic world since ancient times. Master! Yuan Feng was overjoyed and cried in joy, "This is great, this is great! Master is alive! Uncle Master has saved Master! Who are you?" Things were often not so perfect. Lu Qingjian's gaze was blank but very clean. Her eyes were like white paper as she looked at Qi Ming and asked in a puzzled tone, Who am I? Why am I here? I. Confused, ignorant, and innocent. Although Lu Qingjian had survived, after she revived, it was as if she had obtained a new life. She had lost all her memories. She did not know who she was or Qi Ming. She had forgotten everything. At this moment, Lu Qingjian was like a pure white paper. She had almost forgotten everything. Senior sister, you. Qi Ming was stunned. He did not expect this. Revival was not omnipotent. It was difficult to truly revive Lu Qingjian. Although she had been revived, she had also paid a huge price. But if you lose all your memories of the past, or even your personality changes because you lose your memories, then will you still be you after revival? Or rather, the you after revival was actually no longer you, but another version of you? No one knew the answer. After a moment, Qi Ming calmed down. Forget it. Qi Ming stood up and helped Lu Qingjian up. Since it has already happened, there's no way to change it. I've also done my best. Although senior sister has lost all her memories, she's at least revived. Next. Qi Ming took a deep breath and no longer hid the killing intent in his eyes. I should let those sinners pay the price. Qi Ming let Lu Qingjian stand beside him. With a wave of his right hand, all 5 of Qi Ming's spirit pets appeared and stood beside him. Huo Chongqing. Qi Ming instructed, guard senior sister well. Yes, master. Huo Chongqing bowed. Then, Qi Ming raised his head and looked at the elders of the Scarlet Blood Demon sect. He said coldly, let's start with the Scarlet Blood Demon sect. Green Lotus Dao. Clang. Qi Ming took a step forward. In an instant, a 12th grade sword Dao Green Lotus blossomed under his feet and enveloped Qi Ming's entire body. Countless sword qi blossomed as if they were refined and spread towards the surroundings. Ah! Save me! Hurry! Run! Miserable cries sounded. In the surroundings, the disciples and elders of the Blood Demon sect could not even withstand a strand of Qi Ming's sword qi. Be it Foundation Establishment, Core Formation, or Nascent Soul Realm elders, even those at the Leaving Aperture and Soul Formation Realm were only instantly killed. The hunt began. Chapter 172, Unstoppable. The expressions of the disciples and elders of the Scarlet Blood Demon sect became extremely terrified. This was because the strength that Qi Ming had erupted within this instant was truly too terrifying, and it caused them to be shocked and unable to resist. They felt extremely tiny, and they were even unable to escape. In an extremely short period of time, the elders of the Scarlet Blood Demon sect who had killed Lu Qingjian once had already been pierced to death by the sword qi of the Green Lotus Sword Dao. Their corpses were like sieves, and their bodies were covered in holes. It was very miserable. Attack! Charge! We will immediately follow Legacy Disciple Qi and destroy these inhumane demonic path demons. Attack! The disciples and elders of the Heaven Enlightenment sect reacted. Although they were shocked by Qi Ming's strength, they were not as shocked as the disciples and elders of the Scarlet Blood Demon sect. The disciples and elders of the Heaven Enlightenment sect all knew how powerful and monstrous Qi Ming was. They had seen it countless times and were a little immune. After Qi Ming came to the battlefield, he did not say anything vicious, but everyone could sense Qi Ming's anger and killing intent from his eyes and actions. It could be said to be ruthless. Uncle Master Qi. Yuan Feng looked at Qi Ming's back and watched as the powerful disciples and elders of the Scarlet Blood Demon sect died one after another in Qi Ming's hands. Countless sword qi blossomed. It was like harvesting wheat. It was too powerful. Qi Ming took a step forward and moved in front of the Soul Formation Realm Elder. His gaze was cold, and there was no emotion on his face. You. This Soul Formation Realm Scarlet Blood Demon Sect Elder had long blood-red hair that was as red as blood. The killing intent on his body was extremely heavy. When he faced Qi Ming, his legs were trembling. Ah! Die! This Soul Formation Realm Scarlet Blood Demon Sect Elder roared angrily and erupted with all his strength. His intrinsic Dharma treasure was a 9-story skeleton tower. It appeared. Myriad Bone Tower. He roared repeatedly, Bone Prison Abyss. Demonic chi surged. Vast dharmic powers were released. The Myriad Bone Tower swelled with the wind and constantly enlarged. It was as heavy as a mountain and countless demonic shadows rushed out. They were majestic as if they were forming an abyss. Samadhi Fire. With a thought, Qi Ming's dharmic powers surged into the Samadhi Fire Divine Power Talisman and transformed into the Samadhi Fire that he directly spat out. The Samadhi Fire surged. It was crimson red. In an instant, it turned into a sea of fire. The entire Myriad Bone Tower was burned to ashes by the Samadhi Fire. Under the power of the Samadhi Fire, the intrinsic Dharma treasure of the Soul Formation Realm elders of the Scarlet Blood Demon sect could not withstand a single blow. Ah! This Soul Formation Realm Blood Demon sect elder let out a miserable cry and was extremely terrified. He suppressed the backlash of his intrinsic Dharma treasure and transformed into a beam of light that fled. It was too terrifying. It was really too terrifying. How could he be so powerful? They could not fight at all. Stealing Yang energy. Qi Ming's gaze was cold as he looked at the Soul Formation Realm elder who was fleeing. He raised his right hand and used his essence soul dharmic powers to execute the mystic technique Divine Power. A terrifying suction force came from Qi Ming's palm. A vortex appeared in his palm, like a small black hole. This power enveloped the fleeing Soul Formation Realm elder. No! This Soul Formation Realm Scarlet Blood Demon sect elder screamed repeatedly. The power of devouring acted on his body, and his body aged and decayed at a visible speed. All the essence and energy in his body transformed into the purest Yang energy. It was like a pure white stream of light that was sucked into Qi Ming's stomach. The mystic technique, stealing Yang energy, was too domineering. It directly deprived and devoured the essence of the enemy's body, refining them into Yang energy that could be absorbed and refined. Die! Boom! Boom! Qi Ming's gaze was cold and without any pity. He used the mystic technique, stealing Yang energy time and again to devour the Yang energy of the disciples and elders. Not long after, the majestic dharmic powers that Qi Ming had consumed to use resurrection from the dead completely recovered. Qi Ming unleashed his might and killed many disciples and elders of the Scarlet Blood Demon sect, causing them to retreat step by step. The Heaven Enlightenment sect obtained an extremely huge advantage. Qi Ming's strength has actually become so powerful. In the astral layer on the battlefield, the 3 peak masters were still fighting the 3 grand elders of the Scarlet Blood Demon sect. Although the 3 peak masters were slightly stronger, it was not so easy to capture the 3 grand elders. At this moment, Qi Ming had already killed enough disciples and elders on the battlefield below. He raised his head and stared at the 3 grand elders in the astral layer. Swish! Qi Ming's figure soared into the sky and directly transformed into a golden light. He entered the astral layer and arrived at the battlefield of the 3 peak masters and the 3 grand elders. Peak masters, you can leave. Qi Ming's gaze was calm, but his tone was unquestionable. Leave these 3 grand elders to me. This. The peak master of the immortal progression peak, Song Xianzi, was a beautiful woman. She wore a blue and white dress, and she was tall, had slender legs, and fair skin. Her gaze looked at Qi Ming and pondered for a moment. Qi Ming, do you really want to deal with these 3 grand elders of the Scarlet Blood Demon sect alone? The Golden Root Peak's peak master, Wei Huadong, also looked at Qi Ming and said in a low voice, these 3 grand elders of the Scarlet Blood Demon sect are different from the opponents you encountered previously. They are all old devils who have lived for thousands of years. They are extremely experienced in combat. Moreover, they have all established a grotto heaven that can borrow the power of the grotto heaven. We also know that you are very strong and have a monstrous aptitude. You even killed an underground demon venerable at the early stage, leaving Aperture Realm back in the Myriad Ghost Cave. It's best not to force yourself. Peak Master Wei is right. The Peak Master of the Ethereal Peak, Wang Xianyun, said, "To be safe, it's best if we join forces." "Peak Masters!" Qi Ming shouted, "All of you, stand guard at the side." He had already attacked while speaking. 3 intrinsic treasures, the Chaos Green Lotus Sword Embryo, the World-Piercing Sword, and the Sword Mountain appeared and surrounded Qi Ming. He attacked without any hesitation. The 3 Grand Elders of the Scarlet Blood Demon sect naturally heard their conversation. The white-haired demon directly shouted angrily, "You're too arrogant. A mere early-stage soul formation realm cultivator dares to speak so arrogantly. Die!" Boom! The white-haired demon roared angrily again. Demonic chi surged as thousands of white devils danced crazily. Dharmic powers surged and surged endlessly. His white hair actually transformed into white pythons. Myriad python devouring. The white-haired demon used a divine power spell technique. Child's play. Qi Ming's gaze was indifferent. With a thought, the power of the Green Lotus Dao was released, suppressing the white-haired demon's cultivation realm. The Chaos Green Lotus Sword Embryo beside him tore through the air. The Chaos Green Lotus Sword Embryo floated in the air like a Chaos Green Lotus rooted in space. The lotus flower blossomed and spread with countless sword chi. Bang bang bang! The white pythons were all destroyed. Good. Good. The other Grand Elder of the Scarlet Blood Demon sect, Blood Demon Head, was very short like a dwarf. His entire body was suffused with a black and blood-colored fog that was filled with an extremely dense fiendish aura. "Since you want to fight 3 alone, we'll fulfill your wish." Blood Demon Head's gaze was cold and filled with killing intent. With a wave of his hands, countless blood fog rushed out and transformed into countless blood-colored runes. "I've long heard that there's a super genius with monstrous aptitude and peerless combat strength in the Heaven Enlightenment sect. It's you, Qi Ming. Today, let us see how monstrous and genius you are." Blood Demon Array. Blood Demon Head roared as countless blood-colored runes combined to form a huge and vast array diagram. It evolved into the Blood Demon Array and enveloped Qi Ming. In the Blood Demon Array, it could condense more than 10,000 blood demons. Moreover, as long as the array diagram did not shatter and his dharmic powers were not exhausted, the 10,000 blood demons in the Blood Demon Array would not die. Book of Changes 8 Trigrams Formation, Khanate Yin-Yang Formation. Qi Ming waved his right hand and used the divine power spell technique evolved by the Book of Changes scripture. As Qi Ming's dharmic powers surged, 2 array formations appeared in midair. Rumble. An explosion sounded. The 2 array formations collided. Crack! Crack! The Blood Demon Array directly collapsed. The Book of Changes 8 Trigrams Formation and the Khanate Yin-Yang Formation were not completely shattered. The aftershock of the 2 array formations still landed on Blood Demon Head. It spat out a blood-colored flying spear and completely shattered the 2 array formations. Die! Suddenly, beside Qi Ming, space cracked and cracked. From the crack, a burly middle-aged man rushed out. He held a halberd and contained powerful might. Boundless dharmic powers and divine powers were accumulated in this strike. "Be careful! Qi Ming! Quickly dodge it!" Wei Huadong and the others shouted in shock. This burly middle-aged man was the 3rd Grand Elder of the Scarlet Blood Demon sect, Elder Demon Space. He had grasped the profundity of the Space Dao and used the divine power spell technique of the Space Dao to hide beside Qi Ming. He took the opportunity to launch a sneak attack on Qi Ming and wanted to give him a fatal strike. Obliteration strike. Boom! The burly Elder Demon Space roared. He held the ancient halberd in both hands and poured boundless dharmic powers into it to attack Qi Ming. Crack! Crack! The space almost could not withstand the power of this strike, causing a phenomenon of collapse. Boom! Qi Ming raised his right hand. Golden light flashed. Under everyone's gazes, Qi Ming actually barehandedly received Elder Demon Space's attack and used his body to forcefully resist the intrinsic Dharma treasure. A powerful force struck, but it was completely blocked by Qi Ming. You. Elder Demon Space's expression was immediately filled with shock and fear. He was in disbelief. He actually barehandedly received this strike of mine. This. Is this all your power? Qi Ming's gaze was cold. That's too disappointing. You, who only have this strength, are completely powerless in my eyes. Chapter 173, Annihilation. Qi Ming's physique was the battle-sacred body. His body was peerless and immune to all evil. This was when he was still at the nascent soul realm. Qi Ming had developed the battle-sacred body to the late-stage blood transfusion realm. After breaking through to the leaving aperture realm, Qi Ming further developed the battle-sacred body to the late-stage transformation realm, allowing it to erupt with even more powerful strength. Half a year ago, Qi Ming's cultivation level had broken through to the early-stage soul formation realm, so he naturally had to further develop the power of the battle-sacred body. He cultivated for half a year under the enhancement of 100 million times. The battle-sacred body had already risen from the late-stage transformation to the late-stage apotheosis realm. At this level, the battle-sacred body's power was already very powerful. Coupled with the fact that Qi Ming had also cultivated various divine power spells and the enhancement of the three pure Dao scripture and the golden core Great Dao, the heaven and earth Great Dao true intent accompanied him. Therefore, Qi Ming easily dealt with Elder Demon Space's intrinsic Dharma treasure. So powerful! Song Xianzi was shocked. What a terrifying body! This strength is comparable to a Dharma treasure. It's even stronger than a Dharma treasure. Qi Ming must have a special physique. That's right. Wei Huadong nodded. This body strength is really shocking. Qi Ming might really be able to fight 3 people alone. Wang Xianyun said in shock. Demon Dao space splitting technique. Elder Demon Space's entire body shook as dharmic powers surged out. He used a divine power spell. The power of space condensed and transformed into a spatial crack that slashed at Qi Ming like a pitch-black saber light. Clang! The sword mountain floated over and easily blocked Elder Demon Space's attack. How can this be? Elder Demon Space was extremely shocked. Samadhi fire. With a thought, a crimson samadhi fire spread out from his palm and covered Elder Demon Space's intrinsic Dharma treasure before surging towards him. Ah! Elder Demon Space felt his dharmic powers being burned by the samadhi fire. Oh no! The white-haired demon was shocked. He waved his hands and demonic chi surged. His intrinsic Dharma treasure was the heavenly cycle demon snake banner, formed from 129,600 demon snake children banner. After it was used, it could directly envelop a world and evolve the heavenly cycle demon snake array. It contained a space, and if one fell into the array, they would suffer a terrifying attack. Heavenly Cycle Demon Snake Banner Array. The white-haired demon attacked with all its might. A monstrous array formation appeared and covered the sky. It transformed into a vast array formation space that enveloped Qi Ming. Roar! 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 In an instant, Qi Ming saw countless terrifying pythons in the array. Break! Clang! Qi Ming pointed out, and the world-piercing sword flew out. It was like an extreme sword light that contained the power of the great Dao of heaven and earth and slashed apart all obstructions. Crack! Qi Ming's sword directly broke through the white-haired demon's heavenly cycle demon snake banner array. Powerful sword Qi rampaged in all directions and destroyed the entire array. Ah! The white-haired demon screamed and spat out blood. The injuries were not light. His intrinsic Dharma treasure, the heavenly cycle demon snake banner, was almost destroyed. The dharmic powers in his body surged as he suffered a serious backlash. 5 Lightning Control. Rumble. Qi Ming raised his left hand. 5 lightning gathered and crackled. Lightning flashed as he struck at the blood demon head. Raging sea of blood. The blood demon head was shocked. He used his powerful divine power spell technique at full strength and transformed into an incomparably vast sea of blood that blocked in front of him. Crack! Bang bang bang! 5 lightning bolts struck, as lightning arcs flickered. They slaughtered demons and devils, obliterating everything. Rumble. The blood demon head sea of blood was directly shattered by the 5-blow thunderstruck, and a shocking bang erupted. He let out a miserable cry as his dwarf-like body was sent flying, having been almost charred by the 5-blow thunderstruck. Ah! Elder Demon's face was also burned by the Samadhi fire in extreme pain. He used various methods, but he could not extinguish the Samadhi fire on his body. The Samadhi fire was an extremely powerful divine power technique. It was difficult to extinguish. Ethereal Grotto Heaven. At this critical moment, Elder Demon Space could only open the Grotto Heaven blessed land he had established and receive the power of the Grotto Heaven to enhance his body. The power of this Grotto Heaven contained the power of the Space Dao. Behind Elder Demon Space, a Grotto Heaven phantom appeared. It was like a small world with various scenes inside. The Samadhi fire was temporarily suppressed. However, it was only suppressed. Elder Demon Space could not truly extinguish the Samadhi fire on his body. Even with the suppression of the Grotto Heaven, the Samadhi fire could burn the power of the Grotto Heaven. It was too terrifying. Qi Ming, this is the power of their Grotto Heaven. You have to be careful. Wei Huadong and the others shouted. Myriad Snake Grotto Heaven. The white-haired demon shouted. He swallowed a pill and stabilized his injuries. He suppressed the dharmic powers surging in his body. With a ruthless expression, he waved his hands and opened his Grotto Heaven, drawing in the vast power of the Grotto Heaven. Immediately, the white-haired demon's aura soared. Behind him, a Grotto Heaven phantom also appeared. In this Grotto Heaven, various scenes appeared. Most of them were snake-type demonic creatures. Blood Sea Grotto Heaven. Blood Demon had similarly received the power of the Grotto Heaven. Behind him, a Grotto Heaven phantom naturally appeared. Looking over, there was an endless sea of blood in the Grotto Heaven. You actually want to compete with me in the power of the Grotto Heaven? A cold smile and disdain appeared on Qi Ming's face. How laughable. You don't know your place. Qi Ming waved his right hand, and the Heaven Secrets book appeared. It floated in the air and floated in front of Qi Ming. He injected dharmic powers into it and automatically flipped through it. 7 pages unfolded. In an instant, 7 streaks of light flew out. 7 different figures appeared. Spirit of the Mystic Gate Grotto Heaven. Spirit of the Hidden Armor Grotto Heaven. Spirit of the 8 Trigrams Grotto Heaven. Spirit of the Yin Yang Grotto Heaven. Spirit of the Wind Empress Grotto Heaven. Spirit of the Taiji Grotto Heaven. Spirit of the Twin Poles Grotto Heaven. Greetings, Master. The 7 Grotto Heaven spirits appeared at the same time. Behind Qi Ming, an entire 7 Grotto Heaven worlds appeared. Every single one of them was lifelike and was a true complete small world. It far exceeded the Grotto Heavens established by the 3 Grand Elders of the Scarlet Blood Demon sect. 7 Grotto Heavens. Moreover, they are all top-grade Grotto Heaven worlds. How can this be? Qi Ming is only at the early stage soul formation realm. How can he control 7 Grotto Heavens? Moreover, each of them is the highest level Grotto Heaven world. This is not true. The white-haired demon, the blood fiend demon, and Elder Demon Space were finally terrified at this moment. They felt the terrifying pressure of the 7 great whole heaven worlds. Their bodies were trembling. Run! Without any hesitation, the 3 of them turned around and fled into the distance. At this moment, they finally understood the truth. Forget about the 3 of them, even if another 30 existences at the same realm as them came, they would probably not be Qi Ming's match. It was impossible for them to win. There was only death. Fear. Their hearts were completely occupied by fear. Heaven Secrets Brush. Qi Ming raised his hand, and the Heaven Secrets brush appeared and landed in his hand. He held the brush in his right hand, and the 7 heavenly spirits transformed into 7 streaks of light that fused into the Heaven Secrets brush. His gaze was indifferent. He waved the pen in his right hand and used the power of the 7 grotto heavens as ink before slowly writing in the void with the heaven secrets brush. There was only one word written. Death. In an instant, with the power of the 7 grotto heavens as ink and the word death written with the heaven secrets brush, it seemed to come alive and injected an incomparably profound power. Then, this death word activated and transformed into a 7-colored stream of light. It contained the power of the 7 grotto heavens in the sky as it directly chased after the 3 grand elders. Oh no! Block it! Give it your all! The 3 grand elders of the Scarlet Blood Demon sect roared in unison. They used all the power of their grotto heavens, in addition to their dharmic powers and divine powers, to blast out a vast pillar of light. Boom! 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 The 7-colored light transformed from the death character split into 3 in midair, like 3 7-colored energy beams that pierced through. An explosion sounded. The attacks of the 3 Scarlet Blood Demon sect's Grand Elders were all defeated. They exploded in the air, turning into a light that filled the sky. The 7-colored energy light beam pierced through their bodies again. Ah! They screamed miserably. Blood spurted. Divine Sword Lightning Manipulation Technique. Clang! Qi Ming slashed out again. 9 purple lightning fused into this sword and slashed out lightning sword Qi, instantly slashing onto the 3 grand elders. Boom! There was a loud sound. The 3 grand elders of the Scarlet Blood Demon sect could not even let out a final cry. Their essence souls were destroyed and their souls dissipated. It was even to the extent that their corpses were shattered into ash by the sword Qi and lightning. It could be said that there was no corpse left. Swish! Qi Ming waved his right hand. The storage rings of the 3 grand elders and their treasures were all taken away by Qi Ming. He did not look carefully and casually threw them into his inventory. Peak Masters! Qi Ming arrived in front of Wei Huadong and the others who were in shock and said, "The 3 grand elders of the Scarlet Blood Demon sect are all dead." Good. Good. Wei Huadong returned to his senses and took a deep breath. His shocked mood could not calm down for a long time. He looked at the indifferent Qi Ming and could not help but feel a little afraid. In the blink of an eye, hundreds of years passed. Qi Ming had actually grown to this extent. As for Wei Huadong, his cultivation level was still at the same level. Personal disciple Qi. Wang Xianyun's tone became respectful. In the past, he had used the term legacy disciple Qi. Now, he used the term personal disciple Qi. The 3 grand elders of the Scarlet Blood Demon sect have all been killed. Now, only the sect master of the Scarlet Blood Demon sect, Xiao Wuji, is left. As long as we find and eliminate him, this sect battle will end. Chapter 174, Heaven and Earth Filthy Earth Demon Dao Array. However, personal disciple Qi, we don't know where Xiao Wuji is now. Ever since the sect battle erupted, Xiao Wuji has not appeared, as if he has disappeared. Song Xianzi calmed down and said, "Qi Ming was a legacy disciple of the Heaven Enlightenment Immortal Mountain. He was also the personal disciple of Patriarch Heaven Secrets. Therefore, it was actually fine to call Qi Ming legacy disciple Qi or personal disciple Qi. Of course, it was more respectful to call him personal disciple Qi. The status of a personal disciple was a little higher than a legacy disciple. Don't worry, I knew where he was long ago," Qi Ming said. Really? Wei Huadong was delighted. It would be great if personal disciple Qi knows where Xiao Wuji is. Wang Xianyun said. There's an old saying that's very good. Qi Ming said, the most dangerous place is the safest place. The most obvious place is the most difficult to discover. Xiao Wuji is currently hiding in the depths of this battlefield. Deep underground. Wei Huadong and the others were shocked. Is it true? Zhong Xianzi asked. You'll know soon. Qi Ming said. Swish. Then, Qi Ming's figure descended and quickly lowered his height. He left the astral layer and arrived above the battlefield. On the battlefield, the disciples and elders of the Heaven Enlightenment sect were still fighting the disciples and elders of the Scarlet Blood Demon sect, but the Scarlet Blood Demon sect was retreating step by step and was already completely at a disadvantage. Before long, the Scarlet Blood Demon sect would be completely defeated and destroyed. Master Huo Chongqing and the other spirit pets escorted Lu Qingjian over. Qi Ming nodded. The 5 of you can just stand by the side and protect senior sister Lu Qingjian. I'll personally resolve this matter. Yes. Yes. Black Flame, Little Yin, Little Bat, and the others replied. The original infant death god had already completely grown. After such a long time, it had long reached its current limit and its cultivation level had reached the late stage Dao integration. The infant death god had already transformed into the complete form of the death god. It was no longer the cute and adorable version of the past. Instead, it had transformed into the true form of the death god. Master. The death god said, I feel that there's something wrong with this battlefield. It seems to be an extremely special domain that devours the energy and souls of the dead creatures deep underground. Qi Ming nodded. This is because someone set up the Heaven and Earth Filthy Earth Demon Dao array here. They want to use this sect battle to make the entire Scarlet Blood Demon sect, the disciples and elders of the Heaven Enlightenment sect, into someone's resources to break through. This. Could it be? Wei Huadong and the others were shocked as they thought of a possibility. You're right. Qi Ming said. It was Xiao Wuji who set up the Heaven and Earth Filthy Earth Demon Dao array under the ground of the battlefield. Moreover, it was extremely hidden. Coupled with the cover of the battle fluctuation produced by the battlefield, it was completely hidden. The entire Scarlet Blood Demon sect, the disciples and elders of the Heaven Enlightenment sect who are participating in this sect battle, and all the living beings of heaven and earth affected by this sect battle are all sacrifices prepared by Xiao Wuji for his own breakthrough. Xiao Wuji wants to attempt to break through the Tribulation Transcendence realm. That's impossible. Song Xianzi said, the reason for this sect war is mainly because in the past 20 to 30 years, the Scarlet Blood Demon sect has caused a large number of killing sins in the mortal world controlled by our Heaven Enlightenment sect. It even destroyed several second-rate sects in the cultivation world that has been passed down for more than 10,000 years. Our Heaven Enlightenment sect has spent a lot of effort to lure the army of the Scarlet Blood Demon sect here and take the opportunity to destroy it. How can Xiao Wuji know where the battlefield is? Wei Huadong nodded. Peak Master Xianzi is very reasonable. Only our Heaven Enlightenment sect knows where the battlefield is, and it's impossible for the Scarlet Blood Demon sect to know. The battlefield of this sect battle was determined beforehand by our Heaven Enlightenment sect. Wang Xianyun said. Of course it's because our Heaven Enlightenment sect has spies from the demon sect. Qi Ming took a deep breath, his gaze deep. Moreover, the status of the spies of the demon sect is very high in the Heaven Enlightenment sect. I'm afraid you won't believe me even if I say it. This. Wei Huadong and the others looked at each other. Personal disciple Qi Zhong Xianzi said, actually, we know all the details of the various sects in the southern region. Similarly, our Heaven Enlightenment sect also has our people hiding in the other sects and factions in the southern region. This matter is extremely confidential. Those who know the details are all legacy elders and above. Wang Xianyun said. Don't worry about the spies from the demon sect. Qi Ming said, after this matter is completely resolved, I will find them and let the matter end completely. At that time, the truth will be revealed. Personal disciple Qi is right. Let's deal with the Scarlet Blood Demon sect first. Wei Huadong and the others nodded. The information that Qi Ming deduced with his divine power technique this time was extremely shocking, and he even found it unbelievable. However, there could be changes in the future, but history would never change. Personal disciple Qi. Wei Huadong glanced at Lu Qingjian. Have you really revived Lu Qingjian? I'm not sure. Qi Ming said, because senior sister Lu lost all her memories. She's like a different person. This. I see. As expected, resurrection is not so easy. Wei Huadong and the others looked at each other. It was unknown if they were relieved or regretful. Shaking mountains and earth. With the thought, Qi Ming's dharmic powers surged. With a wave of his hands, a dazzling light surged out and he used the mystic technique of the heavenly constellation 36 techniques, shaking mountains and earth. Mountains and earth shook. When this mystic technique divine power was cultivated to a profound realm, it was enough to control the power of the earth. The power of the earth could cause an earthquake, cause the earth to tremble, and even intimidate the mountains and rivers. It could cause a super earthquake. Boom! There was a loud sound. Under the mystic technique divine power, vast dharmic powers transformed into an incomparably huge palm that covered the sky. It surged with light fog and divine power runes fused into it. Then, his palm landed on the ground of the battlefield. In an instant, the ground shook. On the battlefield, the ground constantly cracked and mountain peaks collapsed. The mountains and rivers shook violently, and incomparably huge cracks appeared on the ground of the battlefield. They were extremely deep, like a pitch-black abyss. Qi Ming was using this mystic technique to force Xiao Wuji out. The heaven and earth filthy earth demon Dao array circulated, forming a huge black demonic path array diagram. It was huge in shape as it rushed into the sky. Heaven and earth filthy earth demon Dao array. It's true. Personal disciple Qi is right, Xiao Wuji is really hiding in the depths of the battlefield. Wei Huadong and the others said in shock. This. Hurry. Leave the battlefield. Get away. Go. On the battlefield, the disciples and elders of the Heaven Enlightenment sect were shocked. They could only give up on chasing after the defeated disciples and elders and quickly retreat from the range of the Heaven and Earth filthy earth demon Dao array. Run! This is the Heaven and Earth filthy earth demon Dao array. We were originally abandoned by the sect master. In order to break through to the tribulation transcendence realm, sect master actually made us all as sacrifices. The surviving disciples and elders of the Scarlet Blood Demon sect had tragic expressions, and they were even more furious and despairing. However, facing the threat of death, they quickly calmed down and fled towards the Heaven and Earth filthy earth demon Dao array. This. Yu Suilan's expression changed slightly. Her gaze could not help but look at Qi Ming as disbelief appeared in her eyes. Xiao Wuji was actually exposed. How did Qi Ming know that Xiao Wuji was hiding deep underground? This is troublesome. The Heaven and Earth filthy earth demon Dao array has not absorbed enough Heaven and Earth fiendish Qi, Heaven and Earth filthy Qi, Heaven secret spiritual Qi, and enough life essence. Xiao Wuji is unable to break through with this. The plan failed. The commotion caused by Qi Ming in the Heaven Enlightenment sect and the Heaven and Earth phenomenon displayed by his cultivation breakthrough enveloped the entire Heaven Enlightenment sect. 3 layers of the spirit cloud vortex even appeared, like 3 layers of heaven. Yu Suilan and Fairy Feng Xi naturally knew. They had seen it with their own eyes. They were shocked and terrified by Qi Ming's monstrous talent. News and information regarding Qi Ming naturally spread to the Myriad Demon Cave. When they learned that an extremely terrifying demon genius like Qi Ming had actually appeared in the Heaven Enlightenment sect, the Myriad Demon Cave really could not sit still. The Myriad Demon Cave was already planning how to deal with Qi Ming. Actually, this entire situation was related to Qi Ming. First, the Scarlet Blood Demon Sect Master, Xiao Wuji, had reached the critical point in his cultivation. He was already at the limit of the Dao integration realm. Moreover, he had already established 3 large grotto heavens, and each grotto heaven had already expanded to the level of a grotto heaven. Xiao Wuji had made many preparations to break through to the tribulation transcendence realm. It was all prepared. Xiao Wuji wanted to attempt to break through the tribulation transcendence realm. Myriad Demon Cave had also formulated the corresponding plan and let Fairy Feng Xi cooperate a little. At the last moment, they only needed her to leak the corresponding information and tell Xiao Wuji where the battlefield was. As for other things, Xiao Wuji was already prepared. Of course, the myriad demon cave also attempted to lure Qiming out, wanting to test his strength. Therefore, Yuswelin cooperated with the Scarlet Blood Demon sect and placed Yuan Feng and Lu Qingjian in danger. In the entire Heaven Enlightenment sect, only Yuan Feng, Lu Qingjian, and Xiao Fan, Feng Zimu, and the others, had a relatively close relationship with Qiming. If the myriad demon cave wanted to deal with Qiming, the best way was to start with his close friends. Xiao Fan was already a legacy disciple of the Heaven Enlightenment Immortal Mountain. Feng Zimu was a legacy elder. His cultivation level was even at the Dao integration realm, and he had even established a grotto heaven. His cultivation was profound and he was powerful. Xiao Fan and Feng Zimu were not easy to deal with. However, it was much easier to deal with Yuan Feng and Lu Qingjian. This way, the situation previously happened. Lu Qingjian was surrounded and the Soul Formation Realm Scarlet Blood Demon Sect Elder actually attacked Yuan Feng. Although Qiming had deduced everything and knew the truth of the matter and the future development, he was still a step too late after rushing to the battlefield of the sect battle from the Heaven Enlightenment Immortal Mountain. Fortunately, Qiming saved her in time. Chapter 175, Execution. Qiming stood in the air. He was different from the disciples and elders of the Heaven Enlightenment sect who were frantically escaping the Heaven and Earth Filthy Earth Demon Dao array. Swish! Qiming instead entered the range of the Heaven and Earth Filthy Earth Demon Dao array. He looked down at the battlefield. What greeted his eyes was dense demonic qi and fiendish qi that constantly rose. They were like black and blood-colored smoke that constantly surged out of the huge and ferocious abyssal crack. He observed carefully. Deep underground, in the center, there was a huge crimson lotus flower bud. This lotus flower bud was completely crimson in color. It was 10 meters in diameter and was located in the center. The roots of the lotus flower bud spread out. The roots were thick and green in color. There was blood-like energy flowing inside. The roots were like blood vessels that covered the surroundings. They had already become one with the entire Heaven and Earth Filthy Earth Demon Dao array. They were absorbing the energy transformed by the Heaven and Earth Filthy Earth Demon Dao array. Inside the crimson lotus flower bud, a figure was faintly discernible. This figure was Xiao Wuji. Qiming retracted his gaze and looked up at the vast array diagram of the Heaven and Earth Filthy Earth Demon Dao array. It was extremely magnificent and grand, enveloping the entire battlefield. Break! Boom! Qiming waved his right hand and circulated his dharmic powers. The world-piercing sword was like a green dragon that contained Qiming's dharmic powers and accumulated the power of the Heaven and Earth Great Dao. Crack! Crack! The next moment, the world-piercing sword struck the center of the Heaven and Earth Filthy Earth Demon Dao array diagram. Powerful sword chi and power instantly erupted, striking the array diagram. In the center of the Heaven and Earth Filthy Earth Demon Dao array's array diagram, cracks appeared. In an extremely short period of time, they spread to the entire array diagram. Boom! There was a loud sound. The Heaven and Earth Filthy Earth Demon Dao array was destroyed by Qiming's sword. The vast array formation shattered into countless fragments before quickly dissipating. Light scattered everywhere. Swish! The world-piercing sword transformed into a green sword light that flew back and floated beside Qiming. The array diagram. The Heaven and Earth Filthy Earth Demon Dao array has been destroyed. He only used one strike. Personal disciple Qi only used one strike to destroy the Heaven and Earth Filthy Earth Demon Dao array. He's really too strong. Gasp! Everyone cried out again. Deep underground, the Heaven and Earth Filthy Earth Demon Dao array was destroyed by Qiming. A huge commotion appeared in the huge crimson lotus flower bud, and the green root quickly withered. Crack! Crack! The lotus flower bud was also withering, and cracks appeared. A large amount of energy dissipated. Xiao Wuji was forced to wake up. Bastard! Boom! Immediately, a crimson figure rushed out of the lotus flower bud and let out an extremely furious roar. The powerful might shook the surroundings. Who is it? Who is it? Anger. There was extreme anger. In midair, the crimson figure had disheveled hair and was in an extremely sorry state. His entire head was covered in crimson hair, and dense bloodthirst surged around his body like a blood-red mist. He was the sect master of the Scarlet Blood Demon sect, Xiao Wuji. Xiao Wuji had originally prepared everything for today. He had already planned for a long time and even lured in many resources. He did not even hesitate to send the entire Scarlet Blood Demon sect to its death. All for the sake of breaking through to the Tribulation Transcendence realm. At the final critical moment, he had actually been discovered. In fact, the heaven and earth filthy earth demon Dao array was destroyed by Qi Ming. All of Xiao Wuji's plans and preparations were exposed, and it was all for naught. He had completely failed. It's indeed Xiao Wuji. It's really him. As expected, it's like personal disciple Qi said. Xiao Wuji is hiding deep underground of the battlefield. Moreover, he planned to sacrifice all the living beings on the battlefield to help him break through the tribulation. Unfortunately, personal disciple Qi has seen through everything. Xiao Wuji has already failed. It's impossible for him to succeed. Wei Huadong and the others discussed. Xiao Wuji. 3 intrinsic treasures surrounded Qi Ming. His gaze was like lightning, and his expression was as usual. He looked at Xiao Wuji in front of him and said indifferently, "Your death has arrived. So it's you. You're just an ant in the soul formation realm." Xiao Wuji recovered from his extreme anger and looked at Qi Ming. His hair was disheveled, and he looked like a ghost. His eyes were red, and his entire body was covered in countless blood-colored runes that intertwined to form a strange pattern. It was extremely hideous. "You destroyed my heaven and earth filthy earth demon Dao array? You destroyed my Dao path." Xiao Wuji roared, "I'll kill you." Boom! Xiao Wuji raised his hand and blasted a palm at Qi Ming. Monstrous dharmic powers surged out. It was crimson red and transformed into a huge blood-red palm that covered the sky as it blasted at Qi Ming. Clang! A sword cry sounded. The 3 intrinsic treasures beside Qi Ming flew. After being refined by him many times, these 3 intrinsic treasures were already top-grade soul formation realm treasures. Qi Ming's dharmic powers surged, and they contained the true intent of the heaven and earth great Dao. Boom! There was a loud sound. The Chaos Green Lotus sword embryo flew out and transformed into a sword Dao Green Lotus. It defeated Xiao Wuji's great blood palm and exploded, forming a blood-colored light that filled the sky. Attack! Xiao Wuji roared repeatedly. He was already furious to the limit. Because his path towards the Dao had been completely destroyed by Qi Ming, blocking his path was like killing his parents. This hatred was irreconcilable, so Xiao Wuji had already hated Qi Ming to the limit and wanted to kill him with all his might. Qi Ming's strength was extremely powerful. Although his cultivation level and realm were only at the early stage soul formation realm, his combat strength far exceeded the soul formation realm and reached an extremely terrifying level. Xiao Wuji's strength was also very powerful. His cultivation level had reached the limit of the Dao integration realm after all. Coupled with the power of the 3 large grotto heavens and his intrinsic Dharma treasure and divine power spells, Xiao Wuji had almost successfully broken through to the tribulation realm. If not for Qi Ming destroying the heaven and earth filthy earth demon Dao array, he might really have succeeded. Xiao Wuji's current combat strength had almost reached the level of half-step tribulation transcendence. Boom! 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 Above the battlefield, Qi Ming and Xiao Wuji fought repeatedly. Both sides used various divine power spells. The battle was difficult to determine. Every time the spells and divine power fought, there would be a violent explosion, forming a vast aftershock that spread in all directions. Boom! Qi Ming directly spat out the true samadhi fire. With a wave of his left hand, the divine sword lightning manipulation technique attacked. Lightning and fire mixed, forming a terrifying scene that enveloped Xiao Wuji. Bang bang bang. Continuous explosions sounded. Blood Demon Great Art, Void Demon Great Art, Snake Demon Great Art. Buzz. 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 Xiao Wuji used various divine power spells. He was very strong and had even grasped the mystic technique divine powers of the three grand elders of the Blood Demon sect, the White-Haired Demon, Blood Demon Head, and Elder Demon Space. The methods of the three grand elders of the Scarlet Blood Demon sect were all taught to them by Xiao Wuji. Therefore, Xiao Wuji knew all their spells and infiltration methods. Xiao Wuji's control was stronger and more terrifying. He could also fuse their divine powers and spells together and erupt with an even more powerful force, blocking Qi Ming's true Samadhi fire and the divine sword control technique. 3 pure avatars. Boom! Vast dharmic powers surged out of Qi Ming's body. A green Qi rushed out from the top of his head. This green Qi transformed into 3 again and transformed into the 3 avatars of Jade Pure, Supreme Pure, and Grand Pure. Every avatar had Qi Ming's strength. Incarnation technique. Xiao Wuji glanced at it, it's just a small trick. Limitless Demon Dao. Boom! Xiao Wuji roared and erupted with his strongest technique and divine power. His body swelled with the wind and directly revealed a 3-headed and 6-armed Demon Dao Dharma idol. It was incomparably sinister and huge, reaching 10,000 meters. Samadhi fire. Qi Ming, the pure Jade Avatar, the Supreme Pure Avatar, and the Grand Pure Avatar stood in 4 different directions around Xiao Wuji and circulated the Samadhi fire divine power. In an instant, Qi Ming and the 3 avatars spat out vast true Samadhi fire. The flames were crimson red and surging, turning into a monstrous sea of fire that enveloped the surroundings. At this moment, the limitless Demon Dao Dharma idol that Xiao Wuji had transformed into was swallowed by the Samadhi fire. The terrifying divine power flames burned everything and subdued demons. Ah! Xiao Wuji let out a miserable cry. No! 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 He used various methods and threw out demonic treasures and treasures one after another. He even spread out the power of the 3 large grotto heavens. It was all useless. He could not extinguish the surrounding Samadhi fire at all. Ah! Finally, under the gaze of everyone around, Xiao Wuji was forcefully burned to ashes by Qi Ming's Samadhi fire. There was no corpse left. Even his intrinsic Dharma treasure was burned, and only his storage ring was specially left behind by Qi Ming. Come back! Qi Ming opened his mouth and sucked. The sea of Samadhi fire transformed into a stream of flames that was swallowed by Qi Ming and disappeared. Swoosh! 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 Immediately after, the 3 pure avatar also transformed into 3 streaks of light and fused into a green light that entered Qi Ming's body from the top of his head. The Scarlet Blood Demon sect's Xiao Wuji has been killed. Qi Ming stood in the sky above the battlefield with his hands behind his back. His gaze was calm, and his expression was cold, but his might was extremely strong. His gaze swept the surroundings. Remnants of the Scarlet Blood Demon sect, why aren't you surrendering and listening to my orders? Otherwise, I'll definitely make all of you die and your souls dissipate. Sect Master is dead. Dead. The Blood Demon sect is finished. It's completely finished. No. We're willing to surrender, and turn over a new leaf. Spare me. Spare me. All the remaining members of the Scarlet Blood Demon sect knelt on the ground and lowered their heads. They did not resist anymore. Even if they wanted to escape, they would all be killed. Chapter 176, Evidence. My words are evidence. Wei Huadong and the others saw that Xiao Wuji was completely annihilated. Not only did he not have a corpse left, but his soul had also dissipated. Although they were shocked that Qi Ming's strength was so powerful, they also heaved a sigh of relief in their hearts and their entire minds relaxed. The 3 peak masters were actually very strong, but their limelight was covered by Qi Ming. In this sect battle, the Heaven Enlightenment sect obtained victory. From top to bottom, from the sect master to the disciples, basically all of the Scarlet Blood Demon sect members died. Even those who were still alive knelt and surrendered. The Scarlet Blood Demon sect was destroyed. Personal disciple Qi is a monster with peerless combat strength. He killed Xiao Wuji and has endless dharmic powers. Ha ha ha. This sect battle has finally ended. That's great. In the surroundings, a smile appeared on the faces of the disciples and elders of the Heaven Enlightenment sect. They were overjoyed and in a good mood. There were even many disciples and elders shouting Qi Ming's name with extreme reverence. Personal disciple Qi. Wei Huadong and the others came. Peak Masters. Qi Ming said, send someone to clean up the battlefield. Okay. Wei Huadong nodded. Don't worry, we'll deal with this. Wang Xianyun said. Personal disciple Qi, are you preparing to return to the sect? Song Xianzi asked. No. Qi Ming shook his head. His gaze looked at the place where the many disciples and elders of the Heaven Enlightenment sect were gathered, and it happened to fall on Yu Suilin among the disciples. Before I go back, I have something important to do. Qi Ming said. This matter is to eliminate the spies of the demon sect who are hiding in the Heaven Enlightenment sect. This. The three peak masters were stunned. Qi Ming took a step forward and flew away. He completely teleported. In the next moment, he was already standing in front of Yu Suilin. Personal disciple Qi. She did not react immediately, having not expected Qi Ming to suddenly appear in front of her, so she was clearly a little stunned. Uncle Master. Yuan Feng was also not far away. After seeing Qi Ming come, she originally wanted to greet him, but after seeing Qi Ming's expression, she immediately stopped and did not dare to go forward. No matter what, Yuan Feng had also interacted with Qi Ming for a long time back then, so she knew him quite well. When she saw Qi Ming's expressionless face, Yuan Feng knew that he was very unhappy at this moment. It was better for her not to provoke him. Greetings, personal disciple Qi. In the surroundings, the disciples and elders of the Heaven Enlightenment sect bowed to Qi Ming. Their tone was very respectful. It was not only because of Qi Ming's status, but also because of his powerful strength. Blood Lotus Demoness. Qi Ming ignored the surrounding disciples and elders. His gaze kept stopping on Yu Suilin. His tone was indifferent as he said coldly, I haven't seen you for hundreds of years. You hid very well. Yu Suilin was incomparably shocked in her heart. She kept thinking about it, trying to recall any detail, but she did not discover what flaw she had exposed. Why had Qi Ming directly revealed her identity? Yu Suilin was extremely shocked. She really could not react, but fortunately, although her heart was surging, she was calm on the surface. Personal disciple Qi. Yu Suilin said in a puzzled tone, I don't know what you're talking about. Blood Lotus Demoness? Who's the Blood Lotus Demoness? I don't even know what the Blood Lotus Demoness is. This. Blood Lotus Demoness. What happened? Why did the personal disciple Qi suddenly look at Yu Suilin and call her the Blood Lotus Demoness? What do you mean by that? Is the personal disciple saying that Yu Suilin is the Blood Lotus Demoness? That can't be. If I remember correctly, didn't the Blood Lotus Demoness die a few hundred years ago? Moreover, she died in the hands of Fairy Feng Xi and was directly burned to ashes by the pure white phoenix flames. Yes. Personal disciple Qi, you must have seen wrongly. The disciples and elders of the Heaven Enlightenment sect discussed animatedly. They sized up Yu Suilin a few times. They indeed did not think that she was the Blood Lotus Demoness who had died for hundreds of years. There was no trace of the demon Dao on Yu Suilin's entire body. She was completely a member of the righteous path and was also an inner sect elder of the Green Cloud Peak. Yu Suilin and Yuan Feng were the same. They could not enter the Heaven Enlightenment Immortal Mountain to cultivate through the legacy competition because their potential and performance were not recognized by the Grand Elders. After Yuswilin and Yuanfeng broke through to the leaving aperture realm, they were removed from their status as legacy disciples and became intersect elders of the Green Cloud Peak. Personal disciple Qi. Song Xianzi flew over and stood beside Qi Ming. There was a faint body fragrance. Yuswilin's background is clean. Although she's not an intersect elder of my immortal peak, I've never heard of anything bad happening to her in the past hundreds of years. Indeed. Wei Huadong also came over and nodded. However, Wang Xianyun pondered for a moment. Since personal disciple Qi suspects Yuswilin, he naturally has his reasons. Therefore, it's fine to investigate Yuswilin. That's right, that's right. Wei Huadong and Song Xianzi reacted and nodded. Investigate. Qi Ming's tone was indifferent as he said domineeringly, no need. I said that she's a spy from the demon sect, so she's naturally a spy from the demon sect. There's no need to investigate. He raised his hand, and rich dharmic powers gathered in his palm. 5 lightning bolts condensed. Lightning flashed and crackled, containing destructive power. Die. Boom. Qi Ming's palm struck towards Yuswilin's head. Yuswilin's beautiful eyes widened as she felt the danger of death descend. Facing Qi Ming's 5 lightning palm, her entire body seemed to be frozen. Terrifying. It was too terrifying. She could not resist. She could not resist at all. Thinking back, hundreds of years ago, Qi Ming was only a small Green Cloud Peak servant disciple who had just transmigrated to the mystic world. His strength was very weak and was only at the Qi refinement realm. In front of Yuswilin, he was like an ant. Back then, Yuswilin could easily crush Qi Ming at any time. However, for various reasons, Yuswilin could not kill Qi Ming. Instead, she let him survive unharmed. Now, hundreds of years later, everything changed. Qi Ming was no longer a small Green Cloud Peak servant disciple. He was now a legacy disciple of the Heaven Enlightenment Sect's Immortal Mountain, the personal disciple of the Heaven Enlightenment Sect's ancestor, Patriarch Heaven Secrets. He had an extraordinary status. In the Heaven Enlightenment Sect, according to status, Qi Ming was only below the Grand Elders. Qi Ming's strength was even more unfathomable. Although he was only at the early stage soul formation realm, he could easily kill an old monster at the Dao integration realm. Even Xiao Wuji, whose strength was comparable to a half-step tribulation transformation cultivator, was killed by Qi Ming. Therefore, Qi Ming could easily control Yuswilin's fate now. A casual strike could end her life and completely kill her. No. Wei Huadong was shocked. He waved his right hand and quickly took out a Dharma treasure. It was a black cauldron that blocked in front. Boom. Crack. Crack. There was a loud sound. Under Qi Ming's palm, this black cauldron directly exploded into pieces that filled the sky. Lightning flashed, and the power of the explosion shook. The black cauldron Dharma treasure that Wei Huadong took out was shattered by Qi Ming's palm, but it also blocked most of the power of the attack, producing an extremely violent explosion. Light exploded like fireworks, looking quite gorgeous. Ah! Yuswilin screamed as her entire body was sent flying by the aftershock of the explosion. She spat out blood and crashed into a few trees before finally hitting a hill and stopping. In the surroundings, the Heaven Enlightenment Sect disciples and elders quickly dodged. Shock appeared on their faces as they looked at Qi Ming one after another with fearful expressions. Personal disciple Qi. Wei Huadong immediately said in a low voice, although you're a legacy disciple of the Heaven Enlightenment Immortal Mountain and the personal disciple of the Heaven Enlightenment Sect's ancestor, Patriarch Heaven Secrets, your status is extremely high. You can't directly kill an intersect elder in front of everyone without any concrete evidence. This is against the rules. Personal disciple Qi. Song Xianzi returned to her senses and stopped Qi Ming as well. She persuaded, no matter what, Yuswilin is also an intersect elder of the Green Cloud Peak. It's indeed unreasonable for you to directly kill Yuswilin like this. There are so many Heaven Enlightenment sect disciples and elders around watching. You can't do this. That's right. Wang Xianyun said, Legacy Disciple Qi, if Yu Suilin is really a spy of the demon sect, then we only need to investigate her carefully and the truth will naturally be revealed. When the time comes, if we want to kill or torture her, we naturally have to listen to the orders of personal disciple Qi. There's no need to be anxious at all. We don't have to kill Yu Suilin now. Moreover, we naturally believe in the judgment passed down by personal disciple Qi. As long as we investigate clearly and the evidence is conclusive, you can also kill Yu Suilin in a justifiable manner. It's also good for personal disciple Qi reputation. It won't ruin your reputation in the Heaven Enlightenment sect. Evidence. Qi Ming's expression was calm. He looked at Yu Suilin, who had been heavily injured by the aftershock of the explosion, and looked straight at everyone present. He said in an indisputable tone, My words are evidence. Qi Ming was very clear that in his deduction, Yu Suilin did not reveal any flaws, nor did she leave any evidence. Therefore, if the Heaven Enlightenment sect investigated, they would not be able to find out that she was a spy from the demon sect at all. This was because her disguise was really too good. Otherwise, Yu Suilin would not have hidden in the Heaven Enlightenment sect for so long without being discovered. It was because she did not leave any flaws. There was no evidence that Yu Suilin was a spy from the demon sect. In that case, Qi Ming naturally would not let the Heaven Enlightenment sect investigate. That would only be a waste of time. Qi Ming directly attacked decisively and tried to kill Yu Suilin in a domineering manner. However, what about the sect rules of the Heaven Enlightenment sect? Without any evidence, Qi Ming could not casually execute an inner sect elder. If he really did that, it would break the rules of the sect and cause all the disciples and elders in the Heaven Enlightenment sect to bear a grudge. It was not a good thing for the entire Heaven Enlightenment sect. Chapter 177, Exposed. Personal Disciple Qi, we won't allow you to do this. If you insist, we can only offend you. Personal Disciple Qi. Please think twice before acting. Wei Huadong, Song Xianzi, and Wang Xianyun said. The three of them stopped in front of Qi Ming and did not let him continue forward. At the same time, they gestured to the legacy elders beside them to immediately take Yu Suilin away. Ridiculous. Qi Ming shook his head. In his perspective, Wei Huadong and the others' actions were extremely laughable. They actually wanted to go against him for a spy from the demon sect, and it was even a spy from the demon sect who had caused huge losses to the Heaven Enlightenment sect. It was really laughable. It was a little sad. Of course, Wei Huadong and the others did not know that Yu Suilin was really a spy from the demon sect. The reason why they wanted to protect Yu Suilin was not because she was related to them. They were protecting the dignity of the sect rules. Under the gaze of everyone and without any evidence, Qi Ming really made Yu Suilin a spy of the demon sect with a few words and directly killed her. This was a provocation to the sect rules. If he really did this, the dignity of the sect rules would be damaged. The conflict between the two sides erupted. Peak Masters. Qi Ming said, Do you think the three of you can stop me? Impossible. Unless the Grand Elder comes personally, there's no chance of stopping me. If it's only the three of you. Qi Ming shook his head, Please move aside. Personal Disciple Qi. Wei Huadong and the others had anxious expressions as they shouted, Why do you insist on doing this? To be honest, if I had the time to care about such trivial matters, I might as well return to the Heaven Secrets Manor to cultivate and increase my strength. Qi Ming shrugged. I really can't be bothered. This time, the myriad demon cave has already touched my bottom line. Without my knowledge, they joined forces with the spies of the demon sect and set up this trap, causing my senior sister, Lu Qingjian, to die on the spot. If not for the fact that I grasped the divine power of resurrection, my senior sister would have died completely. Moreover, even if senior sister was revived by me, she has lost her past memories, it's still unknown if she can recover. In order to avoid such a thing happening in the future, I have to eliminate all the dangers lurking around me. We will investigate carefully. Wei Huadong said, we will definitely give you a satisfactory answer. Moreover, when we return this time, our Heaven Enlightenment sect will clean up again. No need. Qi Ming waved his hand, I'll do it myself. Huo Chongqing. Qi Ming said in a low voice, stop them. Yes. Yes, Master. Huo Chongqing, Death God, and the others replied. Swoosh. 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 Huo Chongqing and the others rushed towards Wei Huadong and the others without any hesitation. Wei Huadong and the others were slightly shocked and had already fought in an instant. So powerful. Late-stage Dao integration, Qi Ming's spirit pets are all at the late-stage Dao integration. Gasp. Wei Huadong and the others were shocked. Swish. Qi Ming took a step forward and used the mystic technique, riding golden light. In the blink of an eye, he had already caught up to the three legacy elders who had left with Yu Suolin and blocked their path. Stand aside. Qi Ming examined the three legacy elders and said. This. We. Yes. The three legacy elders were nervous. They originally wanted to say more, but after seeing Qi Ming's extremely indifferent gaze, they immediately shut their mouths. Then, they retreated to the side. I wonder how Yu Suolin offended personal disciple Qi. He actually ignored the rules and dissuades of the sect and insisted on killing Yu Suolin. That's right. This is the first time this has happened. Could it be that Yu Suolin is really a spy from the demon sect? Otherwise, there's no need to do this. With personal disciple Qi status and cultivation, there's no benefit to killing Yu Suolin in front of everyone. Is there something else we don't know? In the surroundings, the disciples and elders of the Heaven Enlightenment sect had all kinds of guesses. Qi Ming would not worry about the sect rules of the Heaven Enlightenment sect. The sect rules of the Heaven Enlightenment sect could not restrict him. Since Yu Suolin's identity was already exposed under the mystic technique divine power, Qi Ming would not give her a chance to live. Today, Yu Suolin would definitely die. No one could save her. Personal disciple Qi. Yu Suolin's injuries were not light. Her face was pale, and her appearance was peerlessly beautiful. Under the situation of being heavily injured, she seemed even more delicate and moving, and it was pitiful to see. I don't know when I've offended you, and I don't know why you must think that I'm a spy from the demon sect, but I can swear that I'm definitely not a spy from the demon sect. If I've really offended you in any way, I'm willing to apologize to you. I know, and I know very well that with your cultivation and strength, it's impossible for everyone present to stop you. If you want to kill me, I have to die today. But I'm unwilling to die like this. I haven't avenged my father or taken revenge for the tens of thousands of lives in the Yu manor. I'm really unwilling to die. What I didn't expect is, I didn't die in the hands of the demon sect, but I'm going to die in the hands of personal disciple Qi today. If this matter spreads, it's really too laughable, too laughable. Ha ha ha. Yu Suolin roared with laughter, but she accidentally injured herself and spat out blood. Her face became even paler, and she looked extremely pitiable. Sigh. Yu Suolin's actions, and her tone and performance now, she really doesn't seem like a spy from the demon sect. I suddenly feel that there might really be a problem with Yu Suolin. Although I don't have any evidence, since the spies of the demon sect can hide in our Heaven Enlightenment sect for so long, it's definitely impossible for us to easily see through their flaws. This is not something we can decide. However, I think that personal disciple Qi has already made up his mind. He must kill Yu Suolin. She's probably dying today. No matter if she's really a spy of the demon sect, she'll definitely die today. In the surroundings, the disciples and elders of the Heaven Enlightenment sect discussed again. You don't have to be indignant. Qi Ming was unmoved. Yu Suolin's words and her expression could not affect Qi Ming at all, because the murder of more than 10,000 people in the Yu Manor was done by you. If you die, a large portion of their revenge will be taken. You don't have to act in front of me anymore. It's useless. Stealing Yang energy. Qi Ming used this extremely domineering and ruthless mystic technique on the Blood Lotus Demoness. At the beginning, Qi Ming had almost died at the hands of Daoist White Bones, who was a disguise of the Blood Lotus Demoness. She had even acted as the servant quarters first elder Mu Qing. Back then, Qi Ming had completely escaped danger. Now, their past grudges would all be resolved today. It would come to an end. He had already used the mystic technique, stealing Yang energy. In Qi Ming's palm, a medium-sized black vortex appeared with his essence soul dharmic powers, emitting a terrifying devouring force. Die! Qi Ming's palm landed, and the black vortex in his palm covered Yu Suilan's head. Her beautiful eyes widened, and her entire body trembled. At such a dangerous moment, the danger of death had already enveloped her. She was dead meat. She was dead meat. She was dead meat. Terrified. She was extremely terrified. No. No. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Yu Suilan wanted to resist as her physique phenomenon appeared. She circulated her cultivation technique and her dharmic powers surged. The mark of a heaven and earth red lotus appeared between her brows. Stop! At this moment, a berating voice sounded from afar. A white figure quickly rushed over. White flames surrounded her body as she stood on a white lotus. It was one of the 9 legacy elders of the Green Cloud Peak, Fairy Feng Xi. She arrived in time. Fairy Feng Xi. She's actually here. Yu Suilan is Fairy Feng Xi's legacy disciple. Now that Qi Ming wants to kill Yu Suilan, she should have obtained the news and rushed over. They came quite quickly. In that case, Fairy Feng Xi thinks quite highly of Yu Suilan. Wei Huadong and the others, as well as the disciples and elders of the Heaven Enlightenment sect, looked over and saw Fairy Feng Xi flying over. Yu Suilan was overjoyed and quickly raised her head. The surging dharmic powers and the mark between her brows disappeared. She looked at Fairy Feng Xi and shouted, I'm here. Swish! Fairy Feng Xi quickly came. She frowned and shouted, stop quickly. Boom! Fairy Feng Xi waved her hand, and a pure white phoenix flame tore through the air. It formed a pure white phoenix in midair and charged at Qi Ming. This move was extremely powerful. The space seemed to have been ignited. Roar! A dragon roar sounded. Black flame rushed out and transformed into a huge dragon body. A dragon breath surged out like a pillar of fire and destroyed the pure white phoenix. I told you. Qi Ming looked calmly at Yu Suilan and said indifferently, if I want to kill you, no one can stop me. Forget about your master, Fairy Feng Xi, even if the sect master comes, I will kill him. Go in peace. Qi Ming said, your master will come and accompany you soon. Qi Ming Yu. Yu Suilan's beautiful eyes widened. She looked at Qi Ming's pitch black and deep eyes, and her entire body could not help but tremble. She even began to be afraid. It turned out that Qi Ming knew everything. He actually knew everything. Yu Suilan's entire body turned cold. She felt extreme fear and deep helplessness. Die! Qi Ming's palm landed solidly on the top of Yu Suilan's head. The terrifying devouring power directly drew out all the vital yang energy in her body. Yu Suilan's body withered at a visible speed. When did you? Yu Suilan's expression froze. Her shocked expression before she died froze on her dried-up face. Her eyes widened, but they no longer had eyeballs, only 2 pitch-black holes. Qi Ming opened his mouth and sucked. Yu Suilan's vital yang energy was devoured and absorbed. The next moment, behind Qi Ming, Fairy Feng Xi screamed angrily, Qi Ming. Chapter 178, Lifeless Mother. The entire scene was slightly silent. No one dared to say anything. Qi Ming's domineering methods killed Yu Suolin without any evidence. The three peak masters could not stop him. The sect rules of the Heaven Enlightenment sect could not stop him. In fact, at the end, Yu Suolin's master, Fairy Feng Xi, came to save the situation and wanted to save Yu Suolin. However, Qi Ming still let Black Flame stop Fairy Feng Xi in front of her and personally killed her. Her essence soul dissipated, her soul was destroyed, and her life force was destroyed. The corpse became a dried corpse. She fell to the ground. Domineering. It was too domineering. It was even unreasonable. He would kill her if he said so. It was terrifying. This. Wei Huadong sighed deeply and shook his head helplessly. He avoided Little Yin's attack and quickly retreated, pulling apart the distance and no longer attacked. Little Yin naturally knew what was going on. She did not attack. Then, Song Xianzi and Wang Xianyun also stopped one after another. Death God, Huo Chongqing and Little Bat did not attack anymore. The two sides separated by a distance. The battle stopped. Sai Wang Xianyun shook his head. Personal disciple Qi, why is this necessary? Why did you have to do this? Song Xianzi also added. Roar. Black Flame roared. He revealed his dragon body Dharma idol. His body had already reached 10,000 meters in length. He could actually become even larger and grander, but Black Flame did not do so because there was no need. Fairy Feng Xi did not continue forward. Instead, she stopped. Her gaze was sharp as she looked at the hornless black dragon with a hint of fear. She took a deep breath and calmed herself down. Her beautiful eyes were filled with anger, as if she was about to lose control. Qi Ming had killed her legacy disciple, Yu Suolin, in front of her. You have to give me an explanation. Fairy Feng Xi berated in a low voice, although you're a legacy disciple of the Heaven Enlightenment Immortal Mountain and the personal disciple of the Heaven Enlightenment sect's ancestor, Patriarch Heaven Secrets, you can't, and you don't have the right to kill my legacy disciple, Yu Suolin, for no reason. You have to give me an explanation and make up for this mistake. According to the sect's rules, whoever massacres their fellow disciples, regardless of their identity, at the very least, their cultivation will be crippled and they will be expelled from the Heaven Enlightenment sect. At the worst, they will be directly killed on the spot. Now, everyone is watching. The evidence is conclusive, and there's both human and material evidence. Qi Ming. What else do you have to say? What do you want me to say? Qi Ming was very calm. He did not panic at all. He looked at Fairy Feng Xi, Fairy Feng Xi, or should I call you the Lord of the Demon Dao of Life of the Myriad Demon Caves 13 Demon Dao of the 7 Emotions and 6 Desires, the Lifeless Mother. Fairy Feng Xi was extremely shocked in her heart. At this moment, her mood was practically the same as Yu Suolin's. She was completely stunned by Qi Ming. She did not expect Qi Ming to reveal her true identity. She was shocked, in disbelief, and filled with shock. In fact, Fairy Feng Xi did not know how she had been exposed. Calm down. Calm down. She had to calm down. Huff. Fairy Feng Xi kept reminding herself in her heart. At this moment, although a monstrous wave had already risen in her heart, in terms of performance, Fairy Feng Xi remained calm and composed without any flaws. Personal disciple Qi. Fairy Feng Xi frowned. Her face was covered in a light veil that blocked her beautiful face. The anger in her beautiful eyes surged, and she wanted to burn Qi Ming to death. You said that I'm the Lord of the Demon Dao of Life of the Myriad Demon Caves 13 Demon Dao of the 7 Emotions and 6 Desires, the Lifeless Mother? You're too laughable. So, is this the reason why you killed my legacy disciple, Yu Suolin? I can't accept this explanation. Moreover, in my opinion, what you said is complete nonsense. There's no logic or reason to speak of. It's completely based on your words. How laughable. You're wrong. Qi Ming shook his head and said indifferently, Fairy Feng Xi, you actually made a very important mistake. The reason I wanted to kill Wuchen was because you violated my bottom line in order to deal with me. Wuchen was originally a spy from the demon sect. She was the blood lotus demoness who faked her death in your hands hundreds of years ago, and you are the lifeless mother. Also, back then, you used the pure white phoenix flame to deceive others. You only destroyed the body of the blood lotus demoness, but her soul was completely preserved. Moreover, you even used the heavenly treasure, the 6th grade heaven and earth red lotus, to reconstruct the body of the blood lotus demoness. You completely washed away the demonic qi and fiendish qi on her and changed your identity. She became the daughter of Duke Wuchen. Her background is clean, her talent is outstanding, and has a deep hatred for the demon sect. This is an extremely perfect background. Unfortunately, the blood lotus demoness is still a little inferior. Her aptitude and temperament are insufficient and inferior to yours. Therefore, in the past few legacy competitions, she could not be like you. She could not pique the interest of the Heaven Enlightenment sect's grand elders. What a pity, what a pity. I have to say, personal disciple Qi, the story you fabricated does sound quite complicated, but what you said is only a story you fabricated. Fairy Feng Xi shook her head and said disdainfully, these words of yours are not trustworthy at all. No one will believe you. You don't have any evidence. Evidence? Qi Ming shook his head again, do I need evidence? Personal disciple Qi. You. Could it be? Wei Huadong and the others, as well as all the disciples and elders present, were shocked by Qi Ming's words. They could not help but recall what Qi Ming had said before killing Wuchen. Wei Huadong and the others were also quite shocked. Qi Ming actually said that Fairy Feng Xi was the lord of the demon Dao of life of the myriad demon caves, 13 demon Dao of the 7 emotions and 6 desires, the lifeless mother. This matter shocked them too much. Wei Huadong and the others really could not believe it. Fairy Feng Xi was not Wuchen. Her status in the Heaven Enlightenment sect was not particularly high. In the past, she was a legacy disciple of the Green Cloud Peak, and now, she was an inner sect elder of the Green Cloud Peak. However, Fairy Feng Xi's status was very extraordinary. First, she was one of the 9 legacy elders of the Green Cloud Peak. Before she became a legacy elder of the Green Cloud Peak, she was still a legacy disciple of the Green Cloud lineage of the Heaven Enlightenment Immortal Mountain. In fact, the Grand Elder of the Green Cloud lineage, Daoist Wuchen, even accepted Fairy Feng Xi as his adopted daughter. She had all kinds of identities. Fairy Feng Xi was only a little lower than Qi Ming. Therefore, Wei Huadong and the others really did not dare to believe that Fairy Feng Xi was a spy of the demon sect. Moreover, she had a terrifying background like the Lord of the Demon Dao of Life, the Lifeless Mother. Back then, Fairy Feng Xi had entered the Heaven Enlightenment Immortal Mountain to cultivate. Fairy Feng Xi. Qi Ming looked straight at the other party. His gaze was extremely sharp, like an invincible sword that pierced into Fairy Feng Xi's heart, making her feel fear. He really wants to kill me. He really wants to kill me. He did not lie. It was not a threat. He really wanted to ignore the rules of the Heaven Enlightenment sect, ignore any obstructions, and ignore all problems. He wanted to directly kill her. At this moment, Fairy Feng Xi saw through Qi Ming's true thoughts. Fairy Feng Xi's mind trembled. She felt a trace of fear. She did not expect Qi Ming to really dare to do this. He ignored everything and wanted to kill her. If I want to kill someone, I don't need evidence because I think you're a spy from the demon sect. Then you're a spy from the demon sect. If I say you're the lifeless mother, then you are the lifeless mother. Qi Ming said in a low voice, my words are absolute evidence. Therefore, die. Boom. Qi Ming attacked. He raised his right hand and slapped down. 5 lightning gathered in his palm and transformed into a terrifying lightning bolt that struck. There was no hesitation. He attacked without any hesitation at all. Pure white phoenix flame. Fairy Feng Xi's pupils constricted. She felt a fatal danger. She circulated her divine power spell technique, and white phoenix flames rushed out of her entire body. 9 Phoenix Dynasty Supreme. Boom! Fairy Feng Xi let out a long roar and transformed into 9 white phoenixes. They soared into the sky and let out waves of cries as they charged forward. An explosion sounded. The 9 white phoenixes exploded, barely blocking Qi Ming's 5-blow thunderstruck. However, the aftershock landed on Fairy Feng Xi. Fairy Feng Xi immediately took out a white shield to block this aftershock. Qi Ming! Stop! Fairy Feng Xi is the adopted daughter of Grand Elder Daoist Wuchen. Moreover, she's from the Heaven Enlightenment Immortal Mountain. Even if Wuchen might be a spy from the demon sect, how can Fairy Feng Xi be a spy from the demon sect? Moreover, you say she's the lifeless mother? This is impossible. Personal disciple Qi, you must be wrong. Wei Huadong and the others shouted. They wanted to stop them, but they were blocked by Huo Chongqing and the others. Looking at Qi Ming and Fairy Feng Xi, everyone's expressions changed greatly. This situation really exceeded everyone's expectations. Personal disciple Qi. You can't be so reckless. Not long after Qi Ming and Fairy Feng Xi fought, Miao Hongjian, Feng Zimu, the other peak masters of the 12 peaks of the Heaven Enlightenment sect, and the legacy elders of the various peaks came one after another and appeared in the surroundings. Qi Ming and Fairy Feng Xi's battle temporarily stopped. Feng Zimu directly flew to Qi Ming's side. His expression was solemn as he looked at Wuchen's dried corpse on the ground. You shouldn't be so reckless. Personal disciple Qi, we already know about this. Although your Patriarch Heaven Secret's personal disciple, you indiscriminately killed Wuchen. No matter the exact reason, please return to the Heaven Enlightenment Immortal Mountain immediately. Personal disciple Qi, please return to the Heaven Enlightenment Immortal Mountain first. Leave this to us. Before the matter is investigated, I hope that you won't do anything too out of line. In the surroundings, the expressions of the 12 peak masters of the Heaven Enlightenment sect were solemn as they stared at Qi Ming. Chapter 179, World Cleansing White Lotus. Qi Ming's actions had actually already offended everyone. In the eyes of the many disciples and elders of the Heaven Enlightenment sect, Qi Ming relied on his powerful strength to completely ignore the rules of the Heaven Enlightenment sect and did not take the entire sect seriously. He completely followed his thoughts and judgment. He did not give anyone a chance to explain themselves and attacked ruthlessly. For various reasons, after the peak masters of the 12 peaks of the Heaven Enlightenment sect learned the cause and effect of the matter, they had already lowered their impression of Qi Ming and were quite angry. The 12 peak masters could not say anything. First, the 12 peak masters were not as strong as Qi Ming. In terms of status, the 12 peak masters were also a little lower than Qi Ming. Their strength and status were inferior to Qi Ming, so they naturally could not say anything. Personal disciple Qi. Miao Hongjian took a deep breath and said, why don't you return to the Heaven Enlightenment Immortal Mountain first? Peak Master Miao. Qi Ming said, don't say anything else. Leave first. This Miao Hongjian frowned. Master. Qi Ming bowed to Feng Zimu. Feng Zimu's expression was a little complicated. He did not know what to do now. No matter what, Qi Ming was Feng Zimu's disciple. Therefore, Feng Zimu naturally chose to believe Qi Ming and his disciple. Wuchen was already dead and had even been personally killed by Qi Ming. If they investigated and discovered that there was something wrong with Wuchen, it would be fine. However, if they did not investigate, it would definitely be a troublesome matter. At that time, in order to protect the dignity of the sect rules, the sect master and grand elders would definitely punish Qi Ming. Even if they did not cripple his cultivation and expel him from the sect, the punishment would not be small. Most importantly, Qi Ming actually said that Fairy Feng Xi was a spy from the demon sect, and it was the famous Lifeless mother. It was really unbelievable. Even if Feng Zimo wanted to believe Qi Ming, he did not know how to. Fairy Feng Xi's gaze was cold. I will definitely tell my foster father, Daoist Wuchen, about this. At that time, I will definitely ask the sect master and the grand elders to speak openly. To be honest. Fairy Feng Xi continued, in my opinion, personal disciple Qi is more like a member of the demonic path than me. Your way of doing things is too domineering. When investigating my disciple, Wuchen, I also hope that the sect should investigate personal disciple Qi. Don't malign others because you are a demon yourself. Feng Zimue frowned and said in a low voice, your words are unreasonable. Although Qi Ming is indeed a little swift and decisive in his actions, since he dared to kill Wuchen in front of everyone and killed her without any hesitation, it's sufficient to prove that Qi Ming does things openly. Qi Ming is not only a legacy disciple of the Heaven Enlightenment Immortal Mountain, but he's also the personal disciple of the Heaven Enlightenment sect's ancestor, Patriarch Heaven Secrets. Now, he's even the eldest senior brother of the Heaven Enlightenment lineage that has just risen. You want to say that Qi Ming is a spy from the demon sect? Feng Zimue snorted coldly, aren't you afraid of the wind cutting your tongue? Is it? Fairy Feng Xi looked straight at Feng Zimue and said coldly, you'll know after the investigation. My personal disciple, Wuchen, can't be a spy from the demon sect. Fairy Feng Xi. Miao Hongjian also said, although personal disciple Qi is a little impulsive, how can he be a spy of the demon sect? You should be thinking too much. That's right. Wei Huadong nodded. Fairy Feng Xi, you're really thinking too much. Wang Xianyun said. Even if I'm a spy, it's impossible for personal disciple Qi to be a spy of the demon sect. Song Xianzi shook her head. The talent and strength of personal disciple Qi caused such a huge phenomenon when he broke through to the next realm. It was like an immortal ascending. With personal disciple Qi talent and aptitude, is there a need for him to be a spy in our Heaven Enlightenment sect? That's true. I also don't think that personal disciple Qi will be a spy of the demon sect. Although the peak masters of the 12 peaks did not like Qi Ming's domineering style, they knew very well and understood it very well. Ha ha ha. Qi Ming laughed loudly and looked at the peak masters, you're not really hopeless. Personal disciple Qi, what are you saying? That doesn't seem good. The expressions of the 12 peak masters froze. They had just said a lot of good things about Qi Ming, but in the end, they were criticized by him the moment they came up, making them quite speechless. Fairy Feng Xi. Qi Ming's gaze was cold, and the coldness in his eyes was already not concealed. You probably won't have the chance to complain to your foster father, Daoist Wuchen. What do you want to do? Fairy Feng Xi's pupils constricted as she shouted in surprise. I'll kill you. Boom. Qi Ming raised his hand, and the world-piercing sword had already flown into his hand. His right hand held the hilt tightly and slashed over without any hesitation, divine sword lightning manipulation technique. Crack! Lightning flashed as 9 bolts of lightning descended. Qi Ming slashed out a sword light that was like a lightning flood dragon. It seemed to tear through space and contained a terrifying power as it slashed at Fairy Feng Xi. Personal disciple Qi. You really can't do this. In the surroundings, the 12 peak masters, and the grand elders of the various peaks shouted. Qi Ming did not care at all. World-cleansing White Lotus, Phoenix Dance of the 9 Heavens. Fairy Feng Xi was extremely terrified. Her understanding of Qi Ming had been refreshed again. The 12 peak masters had gathered, and the legacy elders of the various peaks were all present. Qi Ming still dared to attack her and wanted to kill her. Too ruthless. He was too brazen. At this critical moment, Fairy Feng Xi could only attack with all her might. She mobilized the strength of her physique. It was the world-cleansing White Lotus. It soared into the sky and a 9th-grade white lotus floated in the sky. Then, a vast world-cleansing flame surged out of the world-cleansing white lotus. It was white and perfect, and it was quite dazzling. It transformed into surging flames that surged in all directions and purified all the filth in the world. The world-cleansing flame soared into the sky and transformed into phoenixes that soared into the sky and charged at Qi Ming, blocking his divine sword lightning manipulation technique. Bang bang bang! Under the lightning bolts, the phoenixes formed by the world-cleansing flame all exploded. Ah! Fairy Feng Xi screamed. Her phoenix dance of the 9 heavens was defeated by Qi Ming. Moreover, the residual power of the divine sword lightning manipulation technique struck her body and sent her flying. Blood flowed from the corner of Fairy Feng Xi's mouth. After a short exchange, Fairy Feng Xi was at a disadvantage. Clearly, Fairy Feng Xi was not Qi Ming's match. Although her cultivation level had already reached the late-stage Dao integration realm, the enemy she faced was Qi Ming. It was very normal for her to be defeated. 8 trigrams yin-yang divine power, mystic gate divination divine power, 5 elements cycle divine power. Qi Ming waved his right hand and activated the power of the divine power talismans. 3 array formations appeared out of thin air and rushed into the sky, enveloping Fairy Feng Xi. Grotto heavens! Open! Fairy Feng Xi roared. She had already established 3 large grotto heavens, and each grotto heaven had reached the level of a grotto heaven world. The grotto heaven phantoms appeared behind Fairy Feng Xi. It was like 3 worlds. It was magnificent. Fairy Feng Xi cultivated the legacy technique of the Heaven Enlightenment sect. Coupled with the divine power secret technique, her strength was extremely powerful and was completely not inferior to Xiao Wuji. This Fairy Feng Xi is actually so powerful. Not only has her cultivation level reached the late-stage Dao integration realm, but she even established 3 large grotto heaven worlds. I really didn't expect this. It was useless. She was not Qi Ming's match. Xiao Wuji's cultivation and realm were not inferior to Fairy Feng Xi at all, and he was even stronger. However, he was still forcefully burned to death by Qi Ming. The 12 peak masters were shocked by Fairy Feng Xi's strength. They did not expect her cultivation to be so high, completely not weaker than them. However, Wei Huadong and the others had personally seen how powerful Qi Ming was and did not think highly of Fairy Feng Xi. Fairy Feng Xi shouted, "You forced me to do this." Heaven Secrets Book. Qi Ming's gaze was calm. With a wave of his left hand, the Heaven Secrets book appeared and slowly landed in his hand. He clenched his right hand into the void and the Heaven Secrets brush appeared. 7 Grotto Heavens, open! The Heaven Secrets book flew out, and its pages flew. The 7 Grotto Heaven spirits appeared. Qi Ming held the Heaven Secrets brush and waved it in the air. The tip of the brush tore through the air. The shadows of the 7 Grotto Heaven passages appeared around Qi Ming. This 7 Grotto Heavens. 7 Grotto Heaven worlds. Qi Ming's cultivation level is at the early stage soul formation realm. How can he control 7 Grotto Heaven worlds? I've heard of it. Back then, Patriarch Heaven Secrets established 9 Grotto Heaven worlds and fused them with the Heaven Secrets manner. Qi Ming is Patriarch Heaven Secrets' personal disciple. He must have inherited his 9 Grotto Heaven worlds. Everyone exclaimed. No. We definitely can't let personal disciple Qi and Fairy Feng Xi continue fighting. We have to stop them. No matter who gets into trouble, it's our Heaven Enlightenment sect's loss. Let's all attack. Okay. The 12 peak masters looked at each other and immediately made their decision. Personal disciple Qi. Fairy Feng Xi. Please stop immediately. The 12 peak masters all erupted with their strength and might. Moreover, they opened grotto heavens one after another. All the peak masters present were at the late-stage Dao integration realm. Moreover, they had all established more than 3 grotto heaven worlds. Every one of them was extremely powerful. Please stop. The legacy elders of the various peaks who had reached the Dao integration realm also joined. Peak Masters, it's not that I don't want to stop, but if I stop, I'll probably die in Qi Ming's hands. The person you want to stop is not me, but Qi Ming. Fairy Feng Xi shouted with a gloomy expression. Space passageway. Qi Ming's gaze was calm as he ignored the 12 peak masters and the legacy elders. The purity golden body had already been circulated, and their pressure and dharmic powers could not affect Qi Ming at all. Instead, Fairy Feng Xi was suppressed. 8 Gates Sect Masters, 9 Palace Masters, 8 Trigrams Masters. With a thought, Qi Ming used the power of the Heaven Secrets book and the 7 Grotto Heaven passages to contact the Heaven Secrets Manor. He opened a stable spatial passageway and wanted to summon all the Dao integration subordinates of the Grotto Heaven worlds. Chapter 180, Daoist Wuchen. The 8 Gates Sect Masters greet Master. The 9 Palace Masters greet Master. The 8 Trigrams Masters have followed Master's orders and come to help. In the blink of an eye, late-stage Dao integration subordinates passed through the spatial passageway and came from the Heaven Secrets Manor. They were like streaks of light that flew out of the spatial passageway. All of them appeared in front of Qi Ming. They bowed to Qi Ming in unison and sounded extremely respectful. There were a total of 60 late-stage Dao integration subordinates. Among them, there were 8 from the Mystic Gate Grotto Heaven, 9 from the Hidden Armor Grotto Heaven, 8 from the 8 Trigrams Grotto Heaven, 9 from the Yin Yang Grotto Heaven, 8 from the Wind Empress Grotto Heaven, 9 from the Taiji Grotto Heaven, and 9 from the Twin Poles Grotto Heaven. Everyone was present. Very good. Qi Ming nodded and ordered, all of you, attack and stop everyone here. Yes. Yes. The 60 late-stage Dao integration subordinates replied in unison. This Dao integration realm, they're all in the Dao integration realm. Qi Ming actually has so many Dao integration realm subordinates. When did the Heaven Secrets lineage become so powerful? Or is this the foundation left behind by Patriarch Heaven Secrets? The 12 peak masters were shocked by this situation again. The legacy elders of the various peaks were helpless. Facing Qi Ming's 60 late-stage Dao integration subordinates, they clearly could not stop him. Personal disciple Qi, you. The 12 peak masters took a deep breath, feeling especially helpless and powerless. They really could not stop him. At this moment, above the battlefield, Qi Ming's 60 late-stage Dao integration subordinates faced the 12 peak masters and the legacy elders of the various peaks. The invisible auras of the two sides formed a battle, but they did not really fight. Qi Ming. Fairy Feng Xi's pupils constricted. She did not expect Qi Ming to do this. You're crazy. You're simply crazy. You're a lunatic. Qi Ming's gaze was calm, but his expression was a little cold. He said indifferently, if you didn't attack me or my senior sister, I wouldn't have wasted this time and effort to pay attention to you. But since you've done it, you have to pay the price for your actions. Since I plan to attack, I'll kill you all. I won't give you any chance. Die. Qi Ming held the Heaven Secrets brush in his right hand and mobilized the power of the 7 heavenly passages again. Using the power of the 7 Grotto Heaven passages as ink, he wrote the word death in the void again. In an instant, the death character evolved, as if it was a living thing. It injected spirituality and transformed into a 7-colored stream of light. It was like a python or a dragon, and it contained the power of obliteration and death as it attacked Fairy Feng Xi. Attack! Boom! Boom! Fairy Feng Xi let out a long roar. She mobilized all her strength. With the enhancement of the 3 Grotto Heaven worlds and her own strength, in addition, Fairy Feng Xi waved her hand, and her intrinsic treasure appeared. It was an exquisite treasure pagoda with 9 levels. It was carved with various phoenixes and lotus flowers. It was called the Phoenix Lotus Treasure Pagoda. Phoenix Lotus Treasure Pagoda, go! Boom! Fairy Feng Xi took out her intrinsic treasure and poured vast dharmic powers into it. The Phoenix Lotus treasure pagoda swelled up with the wind, and huge white lotuses and lifelike phoenixes appeared around her. Bang bang bang! The seven-colored stream of light that Qi Ming transformed into with the word death contained extremely powerful might. It was like a python, like a dragon, and it destroyed everything. Huge white lotuses exploded, and the lifelike phoenix shattered. It was impossible to resist. Boom! There was a loud sound. The Phoenix Lotus treasure pagoda was sent flying and swept back. It collided with Fairy Feng Xi's body and shattered her defensive barrier. Ah! Fairy Feng Xi screamed and spat out blood as her body flew out. Samadhi fire! Qi Ming spat out flames that spread out a crimson sea of fire. True fire surged and enveloped the surrounding heaven and earth. It was extremely hot, as if space was about to be lit up, and it contained a destructive power. What is this fire? How can it? Fairy Feng Xi quickly stabilized her body. She looked at the surrounding samadhi fire that had already enveloped everything and was difficult to avoid. She could even clearly sense the power of the samadhi fire, as if her body and essence soul were about to be ignited. Pure white phoenix flame, world cleansing flame. Fairy Feng Xi attacked fire with fire and circulated her divine power dharmic powers. Her hands formed the corresponding seals and immediately released monstrous pure white phoenix flames and world cleansing flames. The two flames fused. However, it only barely blocked Qi Ming's samadhi fire. What was more terrifying was, Fairy Feng Xi discovered that Qi Ming's true samadhi fire could actually devour and ignite her pure white phoenix flames. This was too exaggerated. A flame could actually ignite another flame? It was like a fantasy. How is this possible? Fairy Feng Xi's beautiful eyes were filled with shock. At the same time, in her heart, fear also appeared. At this moment, Fairy Feng Xi finally sensed how terrifying Qi Ming was. He was clearly only at the early stage soul formation realm, but he had grasped so many divine power spells and was actually so powerful. It was too powerful. 3 pure avatars. With a thought, Qi Ming consumed a large amount of essence soul dharmic powers and used the divine power spell technique of the 3 pure Dao scripture. His essence soul dharmic powers condensed into a clear qi that escaped from the top of his head. It also split into 3 different clear qi in the air, further evolving into the 3 avatars of the pure jade, supreme pure, and grand pure. Samadhi fire. 3 avatars flew out and stood in 3 different directions. They joined forces with Qi Ming and sealed Fairy Feng Xi in the 4 directions. Fairy Feng Xi's pupils constricted. In an instant, the overwhelming samadhi fire enveloped over and completely blocked all directions of Fairy Feng Xi, preventing her from escaping at all. Qi Ming stretched out his hand and opened it. Dharmic powers surged out as he mobilized the power of space and used another divine power spell. Imprison heaven and earth. A strange fluctuation spread out from Qi Ming's palm and quickly spread out, imprisoning the space around Fairy Feng Xi and completely sealing it. This way, Fairy Feng Xi could not use divine power spells like spatial methods to escape. Space has been sealed. Fairy Feng Xi had indeed tried to use the divine power spell technique, shadow escape. She wanted to teleport and escape the space sealed by the samadhi fire, but she discovered that the space was sealed. All her divine power spells and spells failed. No. Fairy Feng Xi's beautiful eyes were filled with fear. They reflected the overwhelming true samadhi fire. The danger of death enveloped her, making her entire body tremble. In the surroundings, the pure white phoenix flames and the world cleansing flame were both ignited and devoured by the samadhi fire. Am I really going to die here today? Fairy Feng Xi shouted in her heart, no. No. I can't die here. I definitely can't die here. I definitely can't die like this. Fairy Feng Xi raised her head. In the depths of her pupils, her entire eyes had already completely turned pitch black, like 2 black holes. In her body, a terrifying force gradually surged. She was mobilizing the power of the lifeless mother hidden in her body. Clang! Suddenly, in the distance, a bell sound came from afar and resounded through the world. The bell sound seemed to enter the hearts of everyone present, making them tremble. That is Dustless Bell. Daoist Wuchen's intrinsic Dharma treasure. The Grand Elder is here to save his adopted daughter. In the surroundings, the peak masters and elders said. Daoist Wuchen. Qi Ming looked up. The dustless bell crushed the space and came. The power it contained was too terrifying and extremely powerful. The four directions were all in the suppression range of the dustless bell. Immediately, Qi Ming felt as if his body was carrying a huge mountain. It was too heavy. Purity golden body. Qi Ming's entire body shook as he circulated his divine power spell technique. A faint golden light appeared on his body. He was invulnerable to all techniques. The pressure that the dustless bell gave Qi Ming dissipated. Spirits of the Grotto Heavens. With a thought, the Heaven Secrets book quickly floated into the air. It kept flipping the pages as 7 figures appeared again. They shouted, "Activate the array!" Yes. Yes. The 7 Grotto Heaven spirits replied in unison. Immediately after, Qi Ming's 60 late-stage Dao integration subordinates combined with the 7 Grotto Heaven spirits and took action. In an extremely short period of time, they set up all the array formations. Mystic Gate Village. Hidden Armor 9 Palace Array. Grotto Heaven 8 Trigrams Formation. Heaven and Earth Yin-Yang Formation. Wind 9 Gates Formation. Khanate Taiji Formation. Yin-Yang 4 Directional Formation. The 7 formations combined. These 7 array formations were the ultimate derivation of the Heaven Secrets Dao. They were extremely perfect. Every array formation was like the Mystic Gate Village, forming a space. In the array formation space, it could even temporarily trap existences at the Tribulation Transcendence realm. Attack! Stop him! Boom! 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 In the sky, the 7 major array formations had already been formed. They were vast and mighty. The 60 late-stage Dao integration subordinates joined forces, and together with the 7 Grotto Heaven spirits and the power of the 7 Grotto Heaven worlds. At this moment, the 7 array formations were like 7 vast array formations. They were dazzling and overlapped. It was more like a 7-story pagoda that was dazzling. It contained extremely powerful strength. This. Qi Ming actually dares to attack the Grand Elder. He. Gasp. In the surroundings, everyone present, the 12 peak masters, the legacy elders of the various peaks, the disciples and elders of the Heaven Enlightenment sect, were completely stunned by what happened before their eyes. Shocking! It was truly shocking. Daoist Wuchen's gaze was cold and filled with extreme anger. How dare you? You dare to attack me? Even if you're Patriarch Heaven Secret's personal disciple, you won't be able to avoid suffering today. Boom! Daoist Wuchen slapped down from afar. With the power of heaven and earth, he transformed into an invisible force and fused into the dustless bell. The power of the dustless bell became even stronger. The 7 array formations landed and transformed into a vast array formation space. It was like a 7-story pagoda that blocked the dustless bell in front of everyone. Crack! Crack! Not long after, it only lasted for a few seconds. Cracks appeared in the 7 array formations.